From the Canadore College Radio Newsroom, this is CRFM News.
A French court orders magazine to hand over topless photos of Prince William's wife Kate within 24 hours. Good morning. It is currently 14 degrees. I'm Mike Ball, brought to you by the Journalism Department and the Claw.ca, news you can sink your teeth into. A French court has ordered the publisher of a gossip magazine to hand over all digital copies of topless photos of the Duchess of Cambridge and block the further publication of the images. Under the ruling, the magazine closer cannot publish the images of an intimate moment in the south of France any further, including on its website and tablet application. The magazine published 14 photos of a partially clad Kate in its pages on Friday. If the royal family had hoped to block international publication, it was too late. Publications in Ireland and Italy already went ahead of them. Tuesday's ruling only affects the French publisher. Greater Manchester Police in England say a female officer was killed and her female colleague was critically injured after they attempted to deal with the routine incident. Police said the officer, whose name was not immediately released, died at the scene at midday Tuesday. The police did not explain what the officers were doing at the time, but a police statement said there were reports of shots being fired. The two officers were unarmed. A 29-year-old man later surrendered at police station. He was arrested on suspicion of murdering the officer and on suspicion of murdering a father and son in a gun and grenade attack last month. Assistant Chief Constable Gary Shawan says police were piecing together exactly what happened this morning. A Toronto man has been sentenced to 18 months in jail for what's believed to be the largest marijuana grow operation in Windsor. Chang Hong, 52, had pleaded guilty to unlawfully producing marijuana after police found 1,800 pot plants at a warehouse in Windsor in August of 2010. At that time, Windsor police called it the largest and most sophisticated operation they have ever seen. The Crown had originally asked for a 2-year prison sentence because Hong had been criminal record for a similar offense. Toronto police say a 39-year-old man is wanted on a second-degree murder charge in an alleged gas and dash over the weekend. Investigators are urging Max Edwin Tutevin of Toronto to turn himself into police, saying they believe he may have gone to Montreal. Jayesh Prachati, 40, was hit Saturday night after a motorist driving a four-door SUV had filled up his tank with $112 worth of gas and attempted to leave the station without paying. A post-mortem examination found Prabhajati died from multiple blunt force trauma. Police say the vehicle that hit him, believed to be silver or gray Isuzu rodeo SUV, which likely sustained front-end damage. Premier Dalton McGuinty has promised to take a look at what he can do to make workplaces safer for gas attendants after the fatal encounter. In sports, Peyton Manning kept throwing up wobbly passes. The Atlanta Falcons kept picking them off, taking advantage of Manning's 3 stunning first-quarter interceptions. Matt Ryan and the Falcons built a big lead and held on for a 27-21 victory over the Denver Broncos. Yunel Escobar is facing the media today after he had a homophobic slur in Spanish on his black guy for Saturday's game against Boston. The Blue Jays have already issued a statement saying they don't condone any type of discrimination. Major League Baseball has also opened up an investigation. Toronto is kicking off a 3-day game series with the Yankees in the Bronx. Brandon Crawford tripled, doubled, and scored on a pass ball, and Hunter Pence singled home in the go-ahead run to lead the San Francisco Giants past the Colorado Rockies 2-1. Madison Bumgarner struck out 6 to extend San Francisco's lead to 8 games over the idle Dodgers in the NL West. Cliff Lee was dominant as the Philadelphia Phillies regained their winning touch by beating the New York Mets 3-1. Lee struck out 10 while pitching Cy Young contender R.A. Dickey. The Phillies rolled within 3.5 games of idle St. Louis for the second NL wildcard spot. Although there are no official negotiations planned in the NHL lockout until Wednesday, there are still some informal meetings occurring. Deputy League Commissioner Bill Daly and NHL Players Association Special Counselor Steve Fear are expected to speak Tuesday. They are discussing the next step in the negotiation process. Former Penn State coach Jerry Sadunski will find out on October 9th what his sentence will be for being convicted a child abuser. Judge John Clellan will issue the sentence nearly 4 months after the retired assistant football coach was convicted in the child molestation scandal that brought shame to Penn State. Sadunski was convicted in June of 45 counts of sex abuse involving 15 boys. North Bay weather forecast. Currently is 14 degrees with light to heavy showers. Heading towards the evening, temperatures will drop to 5 degrees and down to 3 overnight. Wednesday morning is a high of +3 with variable cloudiness with a chance of temperatures to rise above 10 degrees in the afternoon. For CRFM News and the Journalism Department, I'm Mike Ball.